Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to CCxRC. In this video, I'm going to be asking you guys for some help. I've decided to build a new crawler course here in the basement. I've gotten permission to do it, and we started on it today. We cleared out Legos and a whole bunch of stuff my kids had in the room. It was kind of like half being used, not really being used, just kind of stuff everywhere. So they cleaned it all out for me, and then we started working on it. My son and I, Dominic, my other son Anthony, went away to his youth group for church, and so we got to it, man. In like 2.5 hours, we built the whole frame and everything for it, put in the platform, and at this point, we have to decide exactly what we want to do with it, and that's where you come in. I'm trying to figure out, do I do more with the plaster cloth? I put in my old course. You can see how little it looks in there. It's going to be a lot bigger this time. And it's been something I've been meaning to do since I built those first one years ago and kind of started showing people how you could use the plaster cloth for making these indoor courses for crawling. That was a long time back now when I look back. But it's pretty cool to see what everybody's done, gone way past anything that I've done yet. And so it's time. I need it because I'm doing a build series on this here SCX24 Bronco, but it started snowing today, so I can't even go out and complete it because the whole point was to start doing tests. So I said, I need to do something. I need to have a remedy for being able to make videos when it's snowing out, not always having to drive up to CCxRC, which is a great resource that I have locally. There's that. There's Crawler Space in Grand Rapids as well. Now I found out about Ludington. So I have options that are nearby, but the closest one is a 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive. So I can't just always do that, especially like it's 11:30 p.m. right now as I'm recording this. I probably am going to work for a little bit on the bench here on some projects, and I would probably record a video if I had the ability to tonight and get it uploaded probably online to YouTube about 2 a.m. my time because, you know, it's such a global thing. What I want to know from you, though, is how much of it should I do with the plaster cloth? There's different techniques you can use. I've watched a whole bunch about using like cement and different mud, and that'd be heavy. I want it to be somewhat easy to remove, you know, in the case that somebody ever wants to buy this house in the future. I don't want it to be a real pain on me as I get older and I realize I have to take it all out. So dirt is an option. We could do clay, real rock for sure. We're gonna have real rock regardless. But I could do a mix of stuff that's the plaster cloth for mountains and things like that, and then have other stuff that's with the rock and the clay and the actual dirt. I mean, what do you guys think? What suggestions do you have? I bought some, the spray foam kind of stuff that expands and can make stuff that I'd probably spray first and then plaster cloth over. But even then, I might put dirt on some of the stuff that I even plaster cloth. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where, initially the whole idea was to do it plaster cloth and do it in sections and be able to take it places. But we have enough places here in Michigan. I don't need to take a course somewhere to set it up. So that's just out the window. I don't need that. I have them made. I don't even have to use them. I can take them out and just, get rid of them, or I can incorporate them, or I can go all dirt and rock. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think is the best option for this? It's about, it's just under 12 feet long, the whole length of it. I did it about 36-inch deep in the middle, and then coming out, it came out 48 inches, and it went wide. I don't remember how wide it went. 36, I believe, as well. So most of it is about 36 inches deep, so a little kind of a U shape. And so I've got room. It's kind of tricky in the very back corners. I'm thinking I'm going to probably build up some board walls in the back corners, and that's where I'll have like taller hills and stuff. And that way it doesn't get against the wall or fall out. But we can't really reach back there too easily. So once that's built, we probably won't be setting gates there. It'll be more for me just doing kind of challenge stuff in it. The other option is to make something out of clay and put it back there. That's tall, and then I don't have to worry about the mud going out or the dirt going out. So there's different options, but I know we're going to want to raise it up in spots. And so when we do that, I'll definitely have to find a way to to put up a barrier so it's not all going over the back and making a complete mess down there. So I do have concerns a little bit about dust. I don't know, you guys that do 24 scale indoor with dirt, actual clay and stuff, is it pretty dusty when you get going on it? I know like at Reaction it's pretty dusty, but that is mainly due to the tent scales. Just like they really have a lot of power and they really chew stuff up. I don't really see it that much, and it's pretty contained even when it is with the smaller ones. I don't feel like dust is going to be a huge issue. I could be wrong. So let me know about that as well. I did OSB board on the bottom, so it's not like super quality plywood, so I'll probably end up putting, it's very supported. I have lots of supporting, but I'm probably going to end up putting plastic in to keep moisture and the dirt and any of that, that if we do go that route, from like really getting into the wooden stuff, because I did interior woods and different things to make it lighter, cheaper, not have the off-gassing and all that of the treated outdoor lumber. So yeah, I don't know. This is just kind of a me asking you guys what you think I should do. I've got a great comment section. You guys are really great about it. So I'm just kind of, I haven't finished it. It's kind of just the bare bones. I stuck the courses in there because where we'd moved them to recently, they used to actually be right off camera here on a little shelf. But that got all moved, and it was in an area where it's kind of like it stuck out. So when you come around in through this doorway, you'd catch it, and like it was just kind of a pain. So just to make it not be in the way, I put it on the course for now. But I'm not sold on using it, so I don't know. I just know that the tiny trucks are what we're really pouring into right now. The tiny crawlers, you know, we've got a big scene for it here on the west side of Michigan, and it's really cool to see how much it's grown and how many people show up for these events. You know, the CCxRC.com has just been killing it with the TRX4M and the SCX24 stuff, the FureTech parts, the parts that I've had made. So you guys have been awesome on that front as well, and it's just like I want to be able to show some of the new stuff that comes in, and then be able to show how it kind of affects performance or improves performance, or it may set it back until you do a couple other things that at that point move it forward. Those are the things that I want to be able to teach and show and do, and this is going to be a big part of that. And so I'm willing to put into it and make it something cool. It's really going to be kind of like my proving grounds. It'll also be something where the kids, when their friends come over, you know, we have all over the walls, we've got SCX24s and Hobby Plus, you know, CR18Ps and Traxxas TRX4Ms, the FureTech rigs up there, FMS, we've got them all. And so there's a whole lot of things that their friends and they can play with. And so it's actually a really little fun playground. I told them, with the Legos, as they're getting older, I'm like, you know, there's only so many more years that, you know, you and your friends are really going to dive into Legos together. You know, you can always do Legos. I'm not saying that, you know, because one, it's a great creative outlet for them in designing and building and thinking through design. And it's really fun to see how it challenges them. But I also know that when their friends come over and things, that's not something they do together. And this seemed like something, like as they get older, you know, they're going to think RCs are cool. And if you got a spot, you guys can hang out in there, and, you know, we got all the trucks and the parts to fix them. Just go have fun. So that's kind of the idea, guys. I'm just throwing it out there for you. I want to know what you're thinking. It's a work in progress. I know what we can do with the plaster cloth. I've got a ton of it here already because I had planned to expand that other course, and then the move and all the other things started happening. So I can move in that direction, but I've liked the dirt so much up at Reaction, and the clay and the, you know, real terrain, and the ability to change it easier. You know, you kind of lock things in when you start doing the plaster cloth. Sure, you can add to it or keep building it up and kind of changing it and like redoing it. You probably wouldn't pull stuff out, you know, if it's really all tied together, but you can add to it or change, you know, the hills to make them harder or easier, and that kind of stuff. Add real rock around it. I don't know. I'm torn. Part of me wants to go that route and paint it and do some scaling stuff with it, make it the whole model train type of thing. The other part of me wants to go with the comp side of it and just the tunability of the dirt and the changing terrain, and when you're driving, the tires chewing stuff up. It changes kind of like the way that the review works or things, because not everybody's using them outdoors or using them indoors, and not everybody's going to bring dirt into their house. It's kind of funny that I'm even thinking about or saying that this is part of it, and my wife's okay with it. But that's where we're at. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Thanks again for all the support, especially the past couple weeks over at CCxRC.com. You guys have been awesome, and it's really been a great year. For those of you that don't know, as I've moved into doing this more full-time, the RC stuff between the YouTube, the store, you know, trying to create parts, trying to do different things, and you know, trying to up the game on all of it, and so that it can actually help support the family, which is very hard for anybody that knows or is doing YouTube. It's not a cash cow unless you're super huge. So that is not definitely something that's happening. So this year is all about cutting back in other ways. And so, like we've said, we're going to focus in on this. We're going to cut back a lot of the spending on all of the bigger, newer, you know, stuff that comes out. And most of our spending is going to be on upgrade parts and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.